Yeah, so I know that you have goals for the year. At the beginning of the year, we all set goals. We all had monetary goals that we wanted to achieve. And we all had um, targets, right? Financial targets. And part of the reason we wanted to, and how the vehicle wanted to use to achieve these things is real estate. So today, we're going to be looking at how to still hit your sales goals this 2026. That is basically what we're going to be looking at today. So, how do you still hit your sales goals through real estate this 2026? You can hear me type hashtag live in the comment section. Are we good? Is the sound good? Let me know if the sound is good. You can hear me online. Just type 1 in the comment section. Let me know you can hear me clearly. If you can see me, type 2 in the comment section. Let me know you can see me as we dive right in. So I know that this is what, this April of 2026, and most people have either given up on their goals, especially when it pertains to real income, that's cash flow money, right? Or for some people, they have even forgotten that they even set a goal. How many of us are in that shoes? I mean, you don't have to raise your hands. I mean, I know, because over time, usually the way our brain functions is, if something does not happen in an expected time, we see it as a lot of work and we give up on it. So today, we're just going to look at strategies and systems that can help us stay true to our goals, especially using real estate as a vehicle, right? And what to still do to hit those income goals in 2026. As a matter of fact, depending on you, maybe in the next 3 months, before the first half of the year is over, you can hit your first half goals, or before the year completely is over, you can hit all your yearly goals. Personally, I like to say hit your goals in systematic order, like one month, than just to the end of the year to now see if 11th, you know how they say, God of 11th hour, you'll not be waiting for the 11th hour miracle. Why not just start hitting the thing early? Why are you putting a lot of burden on God? Anyways, so these are the conversations we're going to be having today. We're going to start from the top. We all know and we all agree that one of the ways to hit your financial goals is through real estate. Now, real estate is not the only way, right? It is not the only way. It's just one of the ways, right? And why it is a valuable way is because, first of all, the barrier to entry is relatively low, sometimes non-existent, compared to other vehicles, that you can use, right? Other strategies that you can use to hit your income goal. Now, real estate is not small money; it's high ticket, obviously, right? And so, and you earn based on commissions. So what that means is that there is no cap to the amount of money you can earn per time. If you sell a 2.5 billion naira property, even if it's a 1%, heck, how much is that? 1%. Million naira. Do you understand? And nobody is saying, come and show me your certificate before you collect the money. All right? Nobody is saying that, right? Nobody even care. Do you know that some of the few people that some people that I've seen that collect their first real estate commission, sometimes they go and they block their account immediately because the account has never ever smelt, even the account beside the account has never seen that kind of money before. So the first thing first, they set a red flag on the account, like, no, this is not us. They have to usually now go into, as I'm talking there, I know somebody that last 2 weeks, this thing happened to in Abuja. So they have to go to the bank and now go and say, see you, na me. We just have a little upgrade. You know, so it's a reality, right? And because of that, because of the hype, I'll call it hype for the sake of this conversation we're having right now, the hype of that income. You've seen one or two people that hit big money, and then they tell you that, oh, just wear your shirt. You know, you're sitting on your balcony, shirt on your this thing. You now say, wear your shirt, let's go. You don't become realtor with that, you know? You now go, and at the end of the day, you set big goals. You set high goals. But at the end of the day, you don't hit them. There are two reasons why we don't hit our goals. And I mean, we have begun the conversation already, right? Yeah. There are two reasons why we don't hit our goals. The first is we desire it because someone else desires it. It's not our desire. So deep down, we don't even believe it. You know how somebody beside you got I remember in 2021, there's a surveyor, I'm not going to call his name, that made some good money. Then I just started real estate. This was around maybe April or so, 2021. And I went to a site. As I went to that site, the guy came there and he came with a clean 20, should I call his car name? Maybe he'll know himself. He came with a clean 2012 Corolla, silver, clean. He just bought it. And he came to Bush with the car. So that's to tell you, like, you know how the money long, you know, now send where they carry the car go. And then he pulled up with that car. And one of the surveyors that, you know, I was standing with now said, he was shocked. He saw the guy, he said, this is your car? He said, yes. You know, he now said, wow. I take Apple. God, oh, you know? So that day, something happened to me that day. Because something happened to me that day. I just saw that, okay, these things are possible. Like, you know, now, based on that, for instance, I now decide that, okay, I'm going to set a goal to get a 2012 Corolla. Do you get? Not knowing that guy's level of belief, as well as his strategy, which is the second thing I'm talking about. So the first is that you're borrowing somebody's desire, somebody's belief, without building yours, right? And the second reason is that there is now no strategy. And usually, the strategy comes as a result of the belief level. Because if you don't believe enough, you're not going to sit down and, you know, the Bible says, who wants to build a house that doesn't sit down to count the cost, right? Even if it's a miracle. Now, even the miracle of the man that the friends broke the ceiling to bring him in, I'm going to use a lot of Bible verse. Have you met me before? I'm Jeff Anozie, and I use a lot of Bible verse in teaching, right? So even the man that his friends had to do the work of breaking a ceiling to come in, you know, you see that there was work. Imagine a man that is paralyzed. His friends were carrying him to come inside the, you know, temple to meet with Jesus. And then it's a miracle they want to. It's a miracle, but see the level of work. I'm sure they now try. There was a lot of crowd. They could not push through. They now went back and sat down and strategized. So how do we get this guy now into this place? One person now say, why don't we use the roof? Roof? That means we need a carpenter. We need to remove the nails. We need to break this thing. Can you imagine the work? So even when they wanted a miracle, there was work, but their desire was strong enough to circumvent any obstacle to get that miracle. You see? And so most times we borrow people's desire, but it's not our desire. So we're not really, really committed enough to achieve it. And so when little challenge come up, for instance, and some of these challenges are man-made. Let me tell you guys something. One of the major reasons why people don't hit their financial goals, especially when it comes to sales or generally, is something I call entitlement. So usually we feel so entitled. We feel like, okay, Jeff did 3 months now. After 3 months, start making sales. So you now feel like, you now set your own goal That 3 months. In your head, though, Jeff did this in 3 months. I'll do my own in 2 months and 29 days. And then start doing. And because there's already a timeline. When that time now reach, it did not hit. I said it. This thing does not work for me. So you see, at that point, you now realize that most people have. It's not an external problem. It is not the business. It's not the real estate. It is not the products. It is an internal problem. Your belief is not strong enough, to achieve it. And as a result of that, you don't have proper strategy to achieve. Because if your belief is strong enough, you will find a way, or you will try to discover a way. All right. And then number 3, we don't have staying power enough. All right. The staying power too is not there. So now, questions, a few questions I'm going to ask. The first question is, do we believe people want to buy real estate? Number 1. Number 2 question, do you believe that there are people with their money in their hands right now looking for who to buy from? And then number 3 question is, do you know somebody around you that in the last 1 month has made at least one sale? And the B, I'm a teacher, so I do A and B. The B, 3B is the 3B is that do you know somebody that, of course, in the last 1 month has made at least one sale and sell regularly, even if it's once in 2 months? So do you have answers to any of those questions? If you have, I would like to see it in the comments. If you have any answers to any of those questions, I'd like to see in the comments. Let me check my comment section, right? So if there are, and by the way, I'm going to be taking questions shortly. Part of this this training is to also take questions. So if you have any questions, you can just leave it in the comment section. If you have questions here, you can actually ask me so that I can answer. The goal is not to just talk at you. The goal is to help us solve our marketing real estate challenges as much as possible. All right. So how many of us have answers to any of these questions? Let me focus on the last question. First, okay, let me even ask all the questions, because if you can't answer to the affirmative of all these questions, it means that you already have a belief problem. So we're going to have to start from there. At that point, I cannot help you. You're helpless. Do you know that even Jesus, when he walked on the surface of the earth, he used to come to you. You can see that, not you. You can see that this fan is crippled. And you come to the fan and say, what would you have me do for you? God is not blind. Like, the fan literally don't have leg. Or the blind man. And okay, see that one that I asked, why are you not well? You know the blind man by the pool of Bethsaida? And then the guy always was saying that he doesn't have anybody to put him into the this thing. And he asked him, why have you not gotten well? You're here for 38 years. 38. Why have you not gotten well? I say, I don't have anybody to put me in the pool. So why did he have to ask the guy the question? Like, why did he just say, get well, and move on to another person? You see, have we ever thought of that? You get? So you see that even Jesus cannot help you if you don't have you don't have desire. He always says something like, let it be unto you according to your faith. And where does faith come from? Faith, in my definition, is a blend of desire and belief. You desire something, But you don't just desire, because a lot of people desire, like especially when it comes to money, a lot of people desire a certain amount. Oh, I want 10 million every month from the end of this month. Desire. But when you now ask them, what are you doing in order to achieve this? Oh, I have fasted for the last 90 days and I'm actually really believing God for this thing. I get it's good you're doing that because that builds your faith, right? But what else are you doing? What's the definition of faith? Faith is the evidence of things hoped for, the assurance of things not seen, right? So what is evidence? Something you've seen. Is it not? Something you've seen. So if you have seen something, what do you do about it? Anyways, let me not go into that part. My point is there has to be a blend of desire and belief, right? And I'm saying that if, first of all, you've not seen anybody in the last 30 days around your circle that makes sale consistently, then you already have a wrong circle already. Because one of the ways we build our belief or we believe something is when you can see it. Make sense? You have to see it, right? You have to, there has to be some level of, I think you should just leave that door open. Just leave the door open, can't you? Like push the curtain, pull it aside so that when somebody comes, they can see that there's a road there. That's what you're doing is distracting. All right? So, I was saying, so what, I mean, should I ask you guys here, do you know somebody at all that in the last 30 days has made at least one sale and makes sale continuously? You know. You, Uncle, you do. Do you? Are you a realtor? You're new? You just began. Welcome. You're in the right place. Ushers, share the bonds. How about you? Okay, you're new. Fantastic. Welcome. Right. Yes. The summary of this introductory part is that real estate that you sell or you don't sell is not a function of the fact that people are not buying. As a matter of fact, people buy real estate on a regular basis. I like to say that people buy real estate every day. That they don't buy from you does not mean they're not buying. All right. So that's what I like to say. Welcome, you guys. Right. So that they don't buy from you does not mean they are not buying. People buy real estate regularly. How many of us agree? How many of us agree that people buy real estate every day? Someone is transferring somewhere, right? Somewhere. And let me even add here that I believe strongly that the people that are selling real estate currently, how many of us believe the market is saturated? Welcome. How many of us believe that the market is saturated? Like there are too many people selling real estate. How many of us believe that? Of course there are now. Why people doing like you don't know what I'm saying? If you count your friends now, maybe there are 10. 6.5 are selling real estate. Is that not true? Is that not true? What's your name, please? Chinwe. Right? See, that's true. Everybody, every Tom, Dick, and and Goslow. Why did you call Goslow? He's not selling real estate. But do you know that I also strongly believe that we are not yet still enough to serve the market? And I'll prove it. Can I prove it?
Yes.
How many of us know somebody or us? Let me say you, or you know somebody that somebody has bought from multiple times. You know somebody like that, right? So somebody has bought from you multiple times. Does it mean that it's only you that is selling? So why? That's the question. That's the question you should answer yourself. My point is, we're not even enough. You cannot serve the market of people that really need real estate. You know that, right? The problem, however, is that the bottom is saturated. That down. It's saturated. And here's why. people come into real, like I said earlier, it's, I mean, proven to be a viable vehicle to make money, right? A 2.5 billion naira sale, even if it's 1%, can give you over 250 million naira. And nobody's even asking you, do you qualify to earn this money? They just send it to you. So do we agree the market is viable? Barrier to entry is really low. So it's viable, barrier to entry is low. So everybody wants to come in. I mean, if you look for work 4 times, you don't get. Next thing, agent. We agree, right? However, everybody is doing the same thing. When I started real estate in 2020 ending, of course, I met a few people in Enugu here, and I said, please, I'm just starting real estate, and I want to be a part of it. What should I do? The first thing everybody will do, and maybe you guys have experienced it too, is to send you like 38 and half WhatsApp groups to go and join. Nice, Abi? Then you join the group. Now, here's the problem. Inside this group, they're like maybe, as at then, they used to be up to 1,000 people in a group. So maybe 250 people at the time. So imagine, let's use 10. So 250 people, 250 times 10. That's like 2.5 million people already in a city that do real estate, Abi. The problem now is that when a property drops in the group, what happens? They pick it from there and start sharing. So you enter, sometimes even in the 10 groups, one property that dropped in group 1 is now in all the groups. And the same writing, the same way, with that urgent on top and 3 dots. Then the under they will now write direct brief. Or they'll say semi to direct brief. Everybody is doing the same thing. So the problem is that the bottom is saturated. Everybody is saying the same thing. So everybody is making noise and nobody is actually standing out. That's the problem. That's just the problem, right? So like I said, I'll take your questions. I'd like to take your questions. If you have any questions, you can just note it down, interrupt me anytime and ask your questions, because I don't just want to talk at you. I want to actually help you get started and, most importantly, achieve your goals. Because a lot of people get started in this industry and either quit halfway, because like I said, after they tried like 3 months, usually they'll add the 4th month, 2 weeks into the 4th month, and then the money has not come. Hunger is, and then they quit, right? They'll now come back another time and now see they're starting again. Just love, please come on. All right. So, my goal today. I want to turn it into. So my goal today is to maybe change your mindset a bit for today. Tomorrow we'll talk more about strategy, but today we'll talk about changing your mindset a bit to move from the word. I hear a lot of people say, oh, he has not bought because I'm trying to convince him, right? That word, to move from that mindset to the part where, no, later, to the part where you can literally attract people to you. Is that fair? How many of us are tired of pursuing people to buy real estate? You don't want to be pursuing people and just disturbing them. They'll now put you in archive, or some will block you straight, safe. Your number is now red flagged, right? How do you want to move from there to the part where people now start telling you, what else are disturbing me? Why are you not disturbing me? Or you come and send me accounts. Do you know that literally happens? I can send you some of my messages. Sometimes to vex that I'm not disturbing them. What else are disturbing you? Why not disturbing me? So you move from that to that. Now let me start from the definitions. The word convince is trying to make someone do something out because of your own desire. What's your name? Nena. So I'm trying to make Nena now buy a fan because me, I want to make a sale. Not necessarily because she needs it. Make sense? That's convince. So anytime you use the word convince around me, this is what I hear. I hear, I just want to make this sale low. I'm trying to convince guy to buy, this Nena to buy, and she doesn't want to buy. So this is what I hear. Let's flip it. There's another word called persuade. Persuade. What does persuade mean? It means to make Nena, get Nena to buy this fan because of her desire. So, but how do I know Nena's desire? I ask questions. Is that not it? I ask her questions. Nena, where do you live? Nena says she lives in Independence Layout. Is that where you live? Oh, I'm a prophet. Prophet Jeff. So Nena lives in Independence Layout. Nena, okay, you live in Independence Layout. You have an AC, but sometimes there is no light and you have to on your gen. You need a fan, right? Oh, yes, Nena needs a fan. Okay, so based on this, and based on this, the fact that you need a fan, you have a gen, but sometimes there's no light, so you cannot on your AC, buy the fan. Oh, no, I don't want this big fan. I want a smaller fan. Okay, that's okay. So let's get you a smaller fan. But this would have been better though, because it lasts longer. And then I say, okay, I wanted to spend 20K, but okay, I can move it to 50K. Since you say this will last longer, right? I say yes. And I say, okay, I'll buy it. How many of us have experienced this type of thing? You went to the market, you had a budget, but somebody persuaded you based on they made it look like what they're helping you, right? And genuinely, when you went home, you didn't have buyer's remorse. You know, there's something called buyer's remorse. You go home, finish, and now say, I shouldn't have bought this thing. Man. You know, it's buyer's remorse, right? So you do not have buyer's remorse, right? Now, the difference between that and me telling Nena, maybe Nena doesn't, just assuming Nena doesn't own her own house. And then I just saw Nena, she walked in here, and then I now started telling Nena, buy this fan. Then I said, I don't need the fan. Maybe she doesn't want to tell me she doesn't own her own house. I say, I don't need the fan. But I keep pushing her. I say, don't worry, I'll call you tomorrow. You see why you really need this fan. Tomorrow, you're not calling Nena again. Nena, how far now? Nena say, but I told you yesterday, when I'm ready. She didn't want to tell you the reason. But say, when I'm ready, I'll get back to you. 2 days later, your stomach do, now remember there's this Nena. You call Nena again. You know, at that point, maybe Nena is even in a meeting or she's not really in a good mood to talk, right? Nena now ignores your call. You now persistently call and now drop like, somebody dropped me 8 minutes voice notes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes plus, 3 minutes plus. I was just saying 3 minutes plus 8. What will you do at that point? I just painted a picture on how, by default, most real estate agents behave. By default. Why? Because you're not learned. You've not learned. You just do things because they say you should do it. You don't understand the rudiments of why you're doing what you're doing. All right? So, on the flip side, what you do in order to stand out, and 90% of every other realtor, that's what they do actually. They see somebody and they perceive that the person has money. I asked somebody recently that, how do you know this person has money? They say, oh, Jeff. The guy came to my office and says, oh, Jeff, he bought my books. And then he now says, saying, oh, Jeff, there's this guy. He needs my help. Whose phone is that? Can you silence your phone, please? And he says, he needs my help. He needs my help. And I said, why? He now said, there's this guy has been following since January. That the guy, he has, I said, So I sent the guy everything the guy asked. He has done everything. He's just remaining for the guy to pay. That's how he did it. He just went to pay. And I said, okay. And I know he can pay. How did you know? I said, he has money now. I know he has money. You know? And at that point, I don't think I can help you again because I expected that you say, okay, how will I know he has money? Do you get? And so that's what we do most times. And at the end of the day, we get tired and frustrated because they're not paying. And it looks like our business is elongating. On the flip side, the actual way to market real estate and market it well is to first, like I said from the beginning, understand why you're doing what you're doing. Like, why are you even doing real estate? Is it because someone beside you, he sold that 2.5 billion naira property and you saw that his life changed overnight, right? And you do not know the, the background, the struggle, the hustle. Like I wrote recently on my Facebook, you're comparing your timeline and your processes with someone that has built contacts and strategy over the years. And you're looking at the guy because he just met two or three of his contacts and they closed the deal because two of you began the same time. You think two of you are mates. All right. And then after a period of time, you don't now make sales, especially because our number one strategy is to rely on our contacts, existing contacts. And that's like 90% of real estate people. That's their number one strategy. Oh, you just think, okay, I have this rich uncle, rich friends, rich auntie. If I just send them these things, I'm sure they will buy, you know? And after some time, they don't buy. And some of them, because they love you, they won't tell you they won't buy. They will post you. They'll tell you, oh, don't worry, next week. They'll fill forms. Some of them won't collect account, you know? And at the end of the day, we don't sell. So my point is, first of all, what is the reason why you're doing what you're doing? Number one, personally, hunger made me begin real estate. I do not have any other motivating reason. There's no perspire to aspire. I want to help people. No, no, no. It was hunger, straight. No aspiring anything to aspire. It was hunger. Hunger made me start. But I saw that there was a need. One of my in-laws, one of my mother-in-law was talking with one of her cousins, her nephews, one day. Then I just wanted to start, I was just about to start real estate. And during that conversation, I realized that the young man is in China and he had money to invest. In fact, for the last 2-3 years, he has sent money back home, but his brothers usually eat money. The last one, they even sent money to build up to lintel level. They bought land and they built up to lintel level. Or so he thought. When he now came back, he now realized that where they told him the land was not where the land was. They told him that the land was at Apapa side, like that's town. So they always make videos of some buildings around there and show him. When he now came back and now went to, someone that has Balambo, he has tried all these years and came to take over his land. He now realized that it's not there. It's after Mbaka, down, like some place that, and the things they were showing him was not actually what was on his land. They had done some dig, excavation, started foundation, and they left it at that. But they were showing him lintel level. Another place. Of course, he packed all his younger ones, arrested them. But after a while, he released them now. They are younger ones. Everybody came and beg. He released them now. And then he let them go. So after like 2 years, he wanted to start all over again. So it's at that point that he now reached out to my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law helped him acquire the land and start helping him build. So hearing that conversation around that time, this was the end of 2020, right, was what now triggered me. I said, okay, there's a lacuna here. There's a hole here. There is a need here, right? And if someone can professionally fill in this hole, you can make money off it. You see that? And so that's what formed the basis of the way I started my real estate. And so by January of the next year, I now decided that, okay, so how do I reach this type of people? And of course, because they don't know me yet, and this is millions of naira, they don't know me. As a matter of fact, more than 90% of my clients have never seen me like this, and even the ones that have bought serious sales from me, they don't know me in person, right? And I said, okay, so there's a hole here. So what if we can strategically coordinate this thing and find a way to be a channel that these people can reach out to, those that are looking to invest. And by the way, diasporans have a lot of money. How many of us agree? They're my favorite clients. Like they don't used to ask, they don't used to price. They just say, oh, hope no diaspora is listening to me. They don't say, oh, even if they ask, they're just asking for the sake of asking. They can pay that money like very well. Do you get? Someone even say, if I vex now, pay everything. I'll get vex now. You know, you know, and so the market, the money is there. The need to invest back home is there because a lot of them work really hard and they know that one day they need to come back, right? And so I decided that okay, why don't I genuinely help these people and in return I make money? So that was my own motivation. I did it for a period of time. By January or so, I made my first sale, one guy in Italy, and then from there, by March, of course, I met Horizontal, and then I began to make sales. By I think August or so, some guys in this one will just come. It happened to me recently. One guy reached out. I don't even know the person that referred him. He just said, "Oh, somebody referred him and he wants to buy it too from this place this person bought." And I said, "Please, sir, where did he buy?" He now sent me the flyer that I sent to that guy. I don't even know the he called the person's name, but I sent it to me. I said, "Oh, him and his friends want to buy." I said, "Really? Are there other friends?" They should come. Outright payments, very sweet. You know? So that was my own motivation. And then I realized that okay, if I do this thing well and build trust genuinely with these people, that's why my business model, I don't ever increase price. You know how they say, okay, top up this thing so that we can, I don't do it. I'd rather walk away from the deal. Because these people they're not like like someone that knows me rich house, right? There are people that can research this thing online. Do you get? And then they now research and then find out that, oh, you topped up some money. You know, some people are very unforgiving. They'll never forgive you again. You know, they'll never ever forgive you again, you know? And so at the end of the day, that was my own motivation. So the first thing is, what is yours? Identify the that, okay, because there's population on Instagram, and I agree, most times when people ask you for your social media, the first thing they ask you is Instagram. What's your Instagram handle, Abby? That's the first thing. And so that informs our decision that, okay, maybe because Instagram is popular and all of that, that's why people go there. And so my question usually is, are you assuming, or based on your strategy, based on what you're trying to achieve, is how you came up with this strategy? Make sense? And so for me, I sat down to think, these people that I'm trying to reach out to, how is the, I don't know them. I don't know if they exist. For instance, before I started real estate, I do digital marketing. And so I know what ads are, right? So I started asking myself, should I just start running ads? Of course, which I did. I did in November of 2020. I wrote it in my book. My full story is in my book. I did it in November 2020, right? And I started asking myself, should I start running ads? I said, okay. I had like around 150K then, and I decided to run ads. That's November of 2020. And I decided to do like 5K per day for 30 days. November of 2020. Oh. How many of us have done 5K as that then? Tell you I'm an OG. You know, after 30 days, in fact, before the end of 30 days, my inbox was full of, okay, who is you? Who are you? And in my mind, you came to my inbox, you saw my ad, you clicked it, came to my inbox to ask me, who am I? Who am me? Like, for real? You know? And of course, I got leads, maybe like 90 something leads, but no one sale. Even, I think I did one inspection that the guy, we even got halfway. The guy said I should turn. You know that kind of inspection? You're going. I say, no, I thought it was here now. How much is your budget, sir? 5 million. Here? And I say you should turn. You know that kind of inspection. And at the end of the day, I was a lot discouraged. The question now is, these are the people I'm trying to get their attention. But how do I know what city, what state, what part of the world they are? Of course, you can argue that US, UK, Canada are like the top 3 cities that, or states, countries rather, that these people will be, Abi. Maybe Nigerians abroad, the community. You know how some people say, oh, target Nigerian community in the US, you know, those type of things. And so I tried it that November and it didn't work. So by January, I remembered, and that's why it's good to study. Personally, I study a lot and I recommend people to study. Just learn about especially marketing. If you don't want to be broke a day in your life, just study on marketing. You know, so I studied something in 2017-ish, 2018. Russell Brunson was talking about starting out in any industry and leveraging the online space. In his book, Expert Secrets, I read that book then. In fact, I read the book and I also watched the audio book, the masterclass. It was a 5 hours masterclass. I watched it as a then, you know. And so he said, one of the things he said in this thing was, if you're starting out in any industry, and this applies to any industry, that's why I can make bold to say that I can start up in any industry. Give me a few months. I'll make some money from it. I may not be rich, ultra rich, but I'll make some money from it. Why? Because I understand marketing, and at the base of everything is marketing. Marketing is like everything. You can be a very good stylist. You don't know how to market. You'll be a very hungry stylist. Yes, now you can't sell your work. You'll be hungry. Is that not true? People will even come and be pricing you peanuts. You know, but if you understand how to market, and I also make bold to say that by virtue of doing real estate, I can stand up and go to any city of the world. Give me 6 months and I'll make a sale there. Why? Because I understand the rudiments of marketing. And so by January of that year, I started, I now began to implement the thing I studied in that thing. What I studied there was, if you start out in any industry and you make, that book said, if you make one video targeted at the audience, not everybody, the particular audience you want to attract. If you make a video educating them or pointing out the problems that your product is solving. Make sense? Not pointing out the product, the problem that the product is solving, right? And do it consistently for 100 days. That you see a shift in your industry, you get attention. But do it for a year straight, as at then you become like an authority. Okay, the way the guy said it literally was your life will change. That's the way they said it, literally. The goal of the videos, like he said in that book, is not necessarily to sell. The goal is to point out the problem and point to a solution. That's what they call CTA, right? Call to action. So point to the solution of that problem. Make sense? And so January of that day, the next year, 2021, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to do a 100 days video challenge. And then, a 90 days video challenge. I was going to do 100 videos in 90 days. That was my goal. So I started that year, and I started 1st of January. In fact, that was my New Year resolution. I didn't even, of course, I had the target of 1 million. I wanted to start doing 1 million in commissions at the end of March. My goal was after 90 days, I should start doing at least 1 million in commissions. That was my goal then. And so I started that thing, and by 28th of January, I made my first sale. So the guy reached out to me from Italy, and then 1 week later, in fact, the delay was the mom. The mom had to come, all those serere, Jeff, what are we going to do here? Those kind of serere. What delay was. He made payments, and he is the repeat buyer. Now, when people began to reach out to me, right, I now knew that, okay, there's a strategy that is working, right? So the next thing I started doing was now to start, and now I'm talking strategy, right? I now started using the questions they were reaching out to me with to make more videos. You see that? And so I did that for a period of time. By the end of that year, of course, the rest is history. Okay. Now, I started by saying the need, the reason I started, Abby, the target audience, which was tied to the reason. Next was what? The strategy, how to reach them or how to get them to know me, right? And to get them to know me, I checked the platforms, and this was where the framework I have called this TIPA framework. This is where it started. Even though I didn't know, how you stumble on something, but after a period of time, after trying to apply it, after many people start applying it, you now see that, okay, there's something here. If it works for me, work for this person, then there's a framework. That's how the SIPA framework began. So I checked the platform, and I checked what other people were doing. Everybody at the time was either doing some Instagram or Facebook ads. Then they were doing Property Pro, Nigerian Property Center, and Property Pro a lot. I don't know if they still do it these days. They still do it. They still do it, right? And Gigi, they were doing it a lot. In fact, some of the top salespeople then in Enugu. And the interesting thing is that they don't like to tell me. When I asked them that time, they say, "Oh, Jeff, you see that group? Just carry the thing every day, be posting on your status. God will do it." It was research. I went to research. Then I used to go and research. So one of the things I do is I study what other people are doing. Not for the sake of computing, for the sake of taking a leaf from it. Okay, this person is doing this thing, that means it works. There's something called digital footprint. So long as you do stuff online, you have a digital footprint. So if you want to know what I have done, all you need to do is check my digital footprint. Just go back to when I started that thing and see all the things I've done. So recently I went to study Mr. Beast. How many of you know him? Know Mr. Beast? Who is he? I want to hear a word. Biggest content creator. The richest YouTuber that's ever lived. I went to check what the guy was doing. After like 2 months of his last 2 months of digital footprint, I want to mad. The guy literally bought an island and did it as giveaway for views. The guy literally built a city somewhere in US where they shoot content. No, just go and check him out. So when you see the results, then go and check the strategy. All right. So my point is, I was seeing what other people were doing, Abby, and then I realized that okay, these people were not they were not marketing, they were not trying to attract my target market. You can sit beside. She was sitting there. They were not trying to attract my target market, right? Me, I had seen a different market. And when I talk to people, you not tell me that, oh, Jeff, I ask question like, what is your strategy? What are you trying to attract? And they say, oh, anybody that can buy in Enugu is fine. At the time, and you don't blame people, that's the level of their knowledge at the time, right? And so me, I decided that no, I have a goal, And so I began to study how Nigerians abroad consume content. That's how I started studying. So I realized that they watch channels TV, Arise, they began to go online. So before they were terrestrial, news stations, they would just show it on TV. But then I now realized that they began to stream online, YouTube, Facebook, their news. Then if you check the viewers, the comments, or you check, how on YouTube you can see where people are viewing from. You see that majority of them are Nigerians abroad. So I realized that, okay, because they live abroad, especially those that are from the Igbo descent, they are usually connected back home. So they usually want to know what's happening back home. So skit channels and Nigerian movies channels are some of the most viewed channels on YouTube. Why? Because those guys always want to connect back home. And if you speak to anybody that lives abroad, you say his environment is boring. Everybody minds his business. So after work, after the whole stress, what do? They go and watch, connect back, exactly, plug back, So that was how my journey on YouTube began. It was not random. It was strategic, right? And so then I began to make those YouTube videos, and people were laughing at me literally. Just laugh at me. They say, this thing you're doing. Who will watch all these long videos? Then I used to do drive-through videos a lot. Who will watch all these long videos? Jeff, just do this thing. Bah, 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 bah. Let them just watch. Nobody used to, and all of that. Sincerely, I didn't even try to explain myself, because personally I believe that your result is the best explanation. That is your result. Once you just see your result, nobody will ask you again. That thing you're doing, they just say, come and show me. That's it now. And by the end of December of that year, I got a lot of come and show me now, and the rest, like they say, is history. Now, think about it for yourself. Number one reason, two reasons. First reason why people don't hit their sales goal is they're invisible. Nobody sees you. You think you're visible because you post every day. Posting every day and being visible are not the same thing. You're just making noise. You're making noise. You're not making strategic noise. Strategic noise is standing out. But noise is, you're just doing what every other person is doing because every other person said we should do it. What is your strategy? Why are you doing what you're doing? If I ask you now, this is what, April, from now to September, do you have a direct everyday strategy on what you will do to make sales from now to September? How many of you have? I mean, you don't have to raise your hands, but you see what I'm saying? There's no roadmap. It's just, okay, this morning, what will I post now? They say we should post. What will I post now? Not just collect something. Colombi. Look at what other people are doing. Now Colombi. Chuck it together and do your own. That kind of thing. No strategy. And so, how do you now? Somebody asked me recently, what time do you have to write books? And I say it's because I'm very deliberate about my steps. You see, I just narrated what has happened so far. I can also tell you my direct strategy when I went to Abuja, what I wanted to do. I can tell you that. Why? Because it's not, you can barely hit a certain milestone without a strategy. God will mercy you. God is very merciful. You see your walk, you sweat, you trek, very, you not say chai. Angel Gabriel now. Angel Gabriel is on the right usually. I don't know. I'm just saying. My imagination is on the right, and Michael is on the left. Michael say, I better leave that one. I know they do well. Angel Gabriel say, have mercy. Then you do like this, and the thing touch God. As you do like not touch God, and I say, child, one say. One say, make it no die. Make no for die. You know, to not dry up for 6 months. Please remove those books. Let him sit. Right? Okay, there's a seat there. Okay. It's not dry up for 6 months. Nobody. Maybe 5 leads. 3 are your classmates. And because they just want to keep in touch with you. No, I know now. They don't want to buy anything. They just want to make you feel like, okay, they're encouraging you. They just say, okay, how much is this one? You're not happy, you have lead. You know? And at the end of the day, the problem now is the way our brain works. Our brain is not built to succeed. Our brain is built to survive. And survival to the brain is anything that does not cause you pain. That's survival, or stress. That's what survival is to the brain. And so when you stayed like that 6 months or 8 months, no sale, and no, so there is a difference between you have a strategy, right? You have a strategy, but sales has not yet come. Then your strategy is hope. You just hope that, and then sale has not come. That one is more frustrating because there's no. My mom used to say something in Igbo, then she said, "Aguru were olelaya." This particular aguru does not have hope. You know, and the hope stems from your strategy. You must have your number one duty as a marketer or as a salesperson is to get first as many people as possible to know you exist, as many as possible. And you know, we are blessed these days to have social media. Just imagine we didn't have social media. Just take social media out of the equation. What would you have done? Walk around, I mean. Walk around. Please, you can now close the door, please. Just close the door. Right? You would walk around a lot. And yes, and how many hours do you have in a day? How much of physical strength do you actually have? Right? And then you now meet people. You now meet, let's say you meet 10 people. 9 of them, shishi no day. Do you know that the worst set of people you're going to meet are the ones that look like they have money, but they don't have any money anywhere? You see? And at the end of the day, you're exhausted. After a while, you get tired. So the first thing is getting as many people as possible to find you, and not just random people. One of the things that deceive marketers is views and likes. It deceives you guys a lot. So usually, when I ask you for results, my people know me. If I ask you for results, what have you done and what is the progress? I'm not asking of views and likes. I'm asking of actual measurable results. For instance, leads. How many people came in your inbox to ask you about a specific thing? Number one. 2, how many people did you take for inspection? Like they took the next step. And then how many people actually have paid? That's for me, those are the metrics, not views and likes. A lot of people go and be refreshing your video all the time. You want to be seeing number of views go up, go up, go up. Meanwhile, the people viewing are people that cannot buy what you're selling. Can't afford it. You see? Right? That's number one. Views. Like, get yourself to be seen by as many people as possible. And then number 2, stand out. Visibility is derived from 2 words, vis and vid. Vis and vid. So vis and vid mean to see. So It's deeper than seeing. It's like be seen with value or be appreciated. So it's in things like video. When you hear things like video, you can see that. Freddie, help her now. When you hear things like video, that vid there, right, is still the root word for visibility. When you hear things like vision, something that can be seen, or when you hear things like revise, you're seeing again. All right, that's what it means. Do you know that the word provision, the root word for the real meaning of the word provision is to see ahead? That's actually, you can go and check it out later. The this there, provision, that this is to see. Right? So pro means act proactive now. Ahead. You can do something ahead. So provision means to see ahead. Provision. Provision. Right? Right? Yeah, so the word visibility is not just to be everywhere. It means to have, sorry, don't worry, thank you. It means to have value and weight and knowledge to the person that is viewing. So when I say visibility, visibility and popularity are not the same thing. You can be popular in the wrong crowd. That's why you see a lot of very broke influencers. You will just know when they fall sick small, you start looking for money everywhere. Yes, now 1 million followers, but you're broke. So popularity and visibility are not the same thing. All right. So your take home right now, as I take your questions, is first, why are you even doing what you're doing? Have you sat down to think around it? Do you really want to do this thing for the long haul? And one of the things that this will help you do is that you start knowing deep about the industry. You're not just a shallow, and two things. You're knowing about the industry, and you're also knowing about human behavior in the industry. It's important you know how people behave when it comes to buying real estate. In fact, doing anything at all, like if you're doing any business at all, if you want to really go far, you actually have to know how the people that buy that thing behave. All right, so that's one. Then number two is so the first is why you're doing what you're doing, Abi. The number two is who are your target markets? Who are those that you actually want to attract? All right, and define it clearly so that you're not everywhere. I see some people, they are just, today you're doing this one, tomorrow you're doing that one. Like, who do you really want to attract? It will help you. It also help you stand out because your conversations are towards a direction. Does it mean that somebody asked me recently, Jeff, if somebody now asked me for this, so somebody came to my office recently and was telling me that, oh, I should come and help him and do this. Sorry, that no, I don't do this. Yeah, we'll make money from it too. I said, but it's not in my agenda right now. And he says, so does it mean that if big money come out from this now, you're not going to go? I said, see, I need money, but I have a direction. See, everybody that walk into my office and say, let me do this, I'll just be doing. Do you know at the end of the day, I won't have a direction? You touch here, come back, touch here, come back. You'll just be everywhere. At the end of the day, you're tired. Welcome, boss. Good to see you. Right? You're tired. You're exhausted. And so you now say real estate does not work for me. All right? So number one is what? Why you're doing what you're doing. Define it. It's okay that hunger started it. There's no shame there. It started for me. Saturday morning, hunger sat me down. I said, I will kill you. He called my name, Jeff Anozie. That's how we started. But I knew that you can't scale just there. Plus, you will compromise your standard if you stay there. You'll do anything for hunger. You'll compromise your standard. So, first of all, why are you doing what you're doing? Number two, who are you doing it for? Like, who are you even doing it for? Number three, now that you know what you're doing and who you're doing it for, what's your strategy? Like if you're asked now to, so even if you don't, even if just let's just say you're not going to let's just say you don't make a sale for the next 6 months. Do you have consistent roadmap of what you're going to do between now and then? Make sense? Like, what are you going to be doing? That, and this is important because there are mornings, there are days that will come that you won't feel like doing anything. Especially when you look at your account and things not smiling. Say, I beg, don't just free me. And the truth is, happens to the best of the best. There are mornings that some people wake up and they don't feel like doing anything. But because there's already a plan, a roadmap, it's no more in your hands. It's no more in your hands. You've already set a map. You see, like this morning, even though I'm not in Abuja, a video of mine went up this morning. The video will still go up tomorrow morning. Later this afternoon, a post will go up. How do I know? Because there's already a plan. Make sense? There's already a plan. So whether I feel like it or not, it must happen. Right? This is where it starts from. Because the truth is, there's something called the emotional circle of change. How many of you have heard about it before? Emotional circle of change. Do you have any questions? Have you heard about it? Beautiful. Can you share? Do you mind sharing? A little, no matter how much. Is there a mic? No mic. You said no. Just a little. Just to the extent of, beautiful optimism, informed pessimism, value of despair. Good. This is amazing. Please appreciate it. So it's important you know these things because the truth is, ignorance is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It happens to you either ways. There's a seat here, please. Okay, you can sit there. All right? So do you have questions so far? Should I go on with the emotional circle of change? Yes, please. Bless you, right? Okay. Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. So he has a series. He has .com secrets, expert secrets, and traffic secrets. The trilogy. And I've read all of them. Any other question? Go on. Please, are there questions online?
Sir, you mentioned that we can be visible.
Yes.
No, we can be making videos and still not be visible.
Yes.
How do I ensure that I am in front of the people that are supposed to see me?
I didn't hear you clearly. You can speak out.
How do I ensure that I am visible to the people that should see me, not just...
Okay, great. Great. So let me make it as simple as possible. Remember I said that there has to be a strategy, right? Part of the strategy is your audience. Who are the people you're trying to attract, right? Now, knowing your audience is not just saying, oh, I want to sell to civil servants. You're also now going to have to know what solution does this product or property I'm selling bring to them. So that means that to know their solution, what does that tell you? You also need to know their problem. Is that true? You need to know their problems, right? So now, the beginning of being visible to the right people is identifying their problems. How many of you call yourself real estate consultants? Abi? What do consultants do? If you go to a hospital now, you want to see a consultant, what do they do? People are talking chorously like you're not sure. Someone should say something. Let me hear. Okay, and leave it at that and send you home. So how do they diagnose? Ask questions. They ask the right questions, right? When they ask the right questions, then they now prefer solutions based on the questions that I've asked, right? So now, question, Jeff. I don't know this person now. How am I supposed to ask him the questions? Is that your question? Say I'm a prophet. So the thing is, now that you have identified the target market, your duty is to now ask yourself, put yourself in the person's shoes. What possible challenges can this person have as regards real estate? I'll give you an example. So the civil servant that earns money maybe once a month, Abby, that's how they earn. And so he's retiring, say, in the next 5 years. When it regards real estate, what are the possible challenges that man will have? How many of us can answer? Yeah. Okay, now I'm
Enough money to get a house.
enough money, right? He has money coming in. Okay, let me give typical example. So the guy earns 200K a month. He can spare 100K, and the house is, say, 20 million, for instance. What will be his major challenge? Two things. I mean, these are clear. Two things. The first one is what? Yes, sir.
Being able to get that money in bulk.
Bulk money. So as against, now that he doesn't have it in bulk, what is his other option? Installments. Clear. Or mortgage. You see that's a problem. That's like his first problem. He doesn't have bulk money. So if you're talking outright, him. You see that? So if you're coming to him, you're already designing a payment plan. You see how being visible works? You're not talking over his head. You're talking to his pain and problem. So I have not met this civil servant. What do I do? I'm trying to attract him to me. What do? I start creating. First, I go and look for products that suit him. Is that not true? Start from there. Next, I do what? I start talking about those problems he has. Right? Things like payment plan. Another problem he may have is now that he retires, he will need space. Maybe he wants to do a poultry behind his house. So if you're talking about, like in Abuja, we do 150 square meter terrace, no space around the compound. You're not talking to him. You see that? So he may need, maybe, because now that he's retired, and one interesting thing about civil servants, they never learn business in their life. I don't know why that is. Should I go and teach them? They now retire after 35 years, now start thinking of business. They now fail in the first one, fail in the second one. They now eat their money, the third one. They now start again. Anyways, sorry, civil servant. So do you get it? So now you see that I'm now thinking around the challenges this person has. And in order to attract him, what do? I start creating content, solving those problems he has. Automatically, he sees me like a prophet. He sees me like his savior. Jeff, how did you know? I remember recently somebody called me. I made a video around there's a video I made on how to start up a shortlet in Abuja. Step-by-step process. I'm not promoting any shortlet, but I wanted to teach something. And so I made that video. And I told my people that watch, you're going to see the messages that will come in. That's the reason I made that video. It wasn't long. I started getting messages. Jeff, I have a property in Lokogoma. It's 3-bedroom. I don't know what to do with it though. Can we do shortlet? Can you design something? Another one called me from Kanu. Jeff, I have two buildings, one in Kanu, like that. So you see that I've attracted them. So if I was now trying to do a shortlet business, like manage shortlet owners, I've easily attracted them to me. I already have customers without pursuing anybody. And they're not going to even ask me, can you do it? No. They see me as the authority straight. Why? Because I solved their problems even before they asked. And I told them, don't mention. Does it make sense? Make sense, Abby? So question for you guys.
end of the day, after so many people and all that, we
I'm
are
coming.
able to make the things. Were you discouraged or did you
I was discouraged now.
uh,
Continue waiting. Money that finish. I don't understand. 5K per day times 30 is how much? 5K per day times 30.
that's one
How much did I have? Money are finished. In my inbox is, hey, who are you? I was discouraged.
okay.
I didn't run ads again.
Encourage us to do in terms of
As regards ads, that's a paid class. So you go come consult me. I have this. I have the powers. Eh? That's a separate class. But let me summarize. I'll just give a review. Ads in its own is a class. I'm going to say it like this. Most people run ads the wrong way. Boost post is not ads. Hope you know. Do you guys know? Boost post is a waste of your money. Sorry, Mark. I'm spoiling your business. They did that thing to just waste people's money. Boost post is a waste of money, especially when it comes to real estate. Number one. Number two, ads to WhatsApp is a waste of money. I said it. Prove me wrong, and I'll prove you right, and I'll prove myself right. What is the radar strategy? Please tell me the board. This is another class, so people are taking me away from what I'm saying. What is the strategy? Let's start from the beginning. What's the goal of a business? The goal of a business is to acquire a customer, not to sell. Hope you guys know that. I'm sure people are just hearing it. So tell me, thank you, Jeff. Number two, what is the goal of adverts? The goal of adverts, what's advertisement? Advertisement is putting money behind something in order for people to know you, Abby. What's the goal? To acquire a lead, not to make a sale. Make sense? Now, what do you do instead? Please forgive. What do you do instead? Ads, especially when it comes to high tickets, things like real estate, private jet, what again, Rolls Royce, etc. When it comes to high tickets, most times you don't convert on the ad. Some people do this thing as if you put money in somebody's pocket to keep for you. That's how some people run ads. They'll just put advert. They'll make one video. Usually, I see that a lot in Abuja. I barely see it around here. I'm sure you guys have learned a lot. But in Abuja, I see it a lot. They'll make one video. They just open new Facebook page, make one video. The video is the ad. Then they just put cover and photo. So if you go to the page now and scroll up, you see that the last thing they did was profile and cover. Then ads. They start running ads, and they now say ads does not work for me. Ad does not work for me. And usually, this is Facebook, this is Instagram. I'm just trying to do a skeletal sketch, right? So me now, I'm Jeff. This is Jeff. I know I have big head. This is Jeff. I now put money on Facebook and Instagram to run ads, Abi. Usually, what do people do? Ads to what? WhatsApp. Call to action is what? WhatsApp. Normally, WhatsApp. Okay? And so sometimes people mistakenly click your ad and it lands on WhatsApp. Then they start asking you, who are you? That's why if you check, for those that have run ads, most of the ads you've run, more than maybe 90% of them are not there to buy. You don't even know why they came there. Do you understand? Now, this is the first part. So this strategy is the laziest form of ads. And for real estate, it sincerely doesn't work. Why? Because now, the only contact you're getting is WhatsApp. The ideal way to run ads, first, ads is scaling an already existing strategy. I talk about strategy a lot, Abi, because that's where it starts. You must have a roadmap, right? So what is ads? Scaling an already existing strategy. That is to say that there is a strategy. You're simply just putting money behind the strategy so that more people will see what you're already doing. That's what ads work. That's what ads is. And there are three types of ads. There is lead generation. That's why I say this is another class. Well, I'll just do a summary. There's lead generation ads, there is nurturing ads, and there is conversion ads. There are three different types of. If you ask people now, what ads are you doing? You'll say, I'm just running ads now. You don't know. So to start with, you don't even know what you're doing. Now, let's go to conversion ads, because the goal is to sell, Abi. That's the goal. So let's go to conversion ads. What conversion ads does for you is that it makes people that otherwise would have never seen you through organic content to see you. Ads is good. Don't get me wrong. Running ads is very good. But let me add here that depends on the amount you use. You know that adverts, especially meta ads, is a bidding system. How many of you know that? How many of you run ads? No one else looking at me. Okay, maybe it's only you. Okay. I should continue. Should I go on? Ads is a bidding system. That's why they call it, they say cost per click, cost per acquisition. That's how you measure the amount you pay, right? People are looking at me like I'm talking French. Now, two people are selling the same property. Remember, have it at the back of your mind that ad is what? It's a bidding system. And Mark shows people ads, shows people your content to the extent to which you pay him. Know that first. So Frank and what's your name again? Chinwe. Frank and Chinwe are running ads for the same property. For instance, Frank puts 3K per day behind his ads. Sorry, I'm used to USD. Let me put Naira. Let me come back home. Frank puts 3K per day behind his ads. Chinwe does 15K per day. First of all, who do you think they will show more of their ads to? Why? Because it's more. So that's to start with. So the first thing I like to say with ads is usually when people come to me and say, I run ads, it's not working, I say, how much are you spending per day? I start from there. Somebody told me recently that, Jeff, I spent a whole 40K for a month. 40K a month. You mean for property? Or for slippers? What are you selling? So the first part is the money. Second part now is strategy. I said the goal of advert is what? A lead. The goal of advert is what? Acquire a lead. That is the goal of advert. Please say, I'll say it again. The goal of advertisement is what? To acquire a lead. So your first strategy is to put up a system that can help you acquire the leads. Does it make sense? And I'll say it in summary. I won't go too deep. The strategy is when people reach out to you, see your ads, you could at least collect their contacts. Then nurturing and conversion now comes in place. Because even if you're a thief and you put, sorry, not people here, even if you're a thief and you what I'm saying, Abi. Hope it's not French I'm speaking. So either I have a landing page for the sake of what? Collecting contacts. That's the first reason. Or you use that meta landing page, that their form. Collect contacts and then put them in something called a CRM. Don't worry, you've reached. Well done, sir. CRM called, what's CRM? Customer Relationship Management. Right? So you put in something called a CRM. Some people use WhatsApp and it's fine. You can't pay for all them Privy, all these other platforms. You can just use WhatsApp. It's fine. So when you acquire the customer, you send them to WhatsApp. Normally, what I suggest for a property is when you acquire a customer, the next thing to do is to call immediately. 1 hour max after they've dropped their number, you should call them, not message them. Call. So normally what I do and what I teach people to do is on your landing page, that form they see. You know how you click? How many of you have clicked an ad and they sent you to a form? You've seen that, right? That's what I call a landing page. All right? One of the things I do is to put your preferred way to be reached out to. I put it there. You click it. Call, message. You click it. Another thing I add there is what time of day would you prefer to be contacted? You click it. One other thing I put here is why are you buying? And I give options. Are you buying to build and live in now, or are you buying for the future to resale? Whatever other reason must fall under this two now. Is that not true? Whether land or house. So I just put all these two things. When you click. Now, the first thing that you should notice is that for somebody to even finish clicking all those things and hit submit, he has even qualified himself first. Make sense? I too get sense, Abi. Sit down and do that thing. It means it's not random. So it has even reduced how you sieve out unserious people to start with. Now they have given you their information. And this is for everybody, whether you run ads or not. The quicker you respond or reach out to a client, the higher your chances of making money. Money is tied to speed. The faster somebody sends you a message, the speed at which you respond will determine if you usually close that deal. It's a very, very big, to a large extent. Because they're not just contacting only you. I hope you know that. And sometimes at that point, they're reaching you. The money just enter or something. And sometimes too, they just feel like for you not to respond easily, if I now pay, that means you blank me entirely. Make sense? So that's why I like to say, immediately that form is filled, reach out immediately. Now, again, the Pareto principle. How many of us did math? Pareto principle, 80-20. What does it say? 80% of the income you get are from 20% of the people. As relating to this now, right? So what that means is that you know too that even those that filled the form, it's not all of them that will buy now. Some will never even buy at all. Some are window shopping. And you know the reason, Abi? You know the raw principle. Able and willing. Okay, that's another conversation. So now, landing page, then a CRM, so that you can follow up on them, right? Because it's in this follow-up that the sale actually happens. How many of you have a client just reached out to you randomly and say, oh, I saw your video, send me account, or they just ask you 2 questions and pay? No other person. Has it happened to you? How did it happen? What did the person say? Just reached out, maybe 1 week later, you just say, okay, maybe just go back and forth a bit. Closing. Yeah. And close. Were you the only ones selling it? So why did they reach you? Do you know where they reached you from? Good. So he doesn't know you in person now. So probably has been watching your videos and then saw that pre-sale and said, okay, let me take advantage of this. So that is the nurturing that has happened. Does it make sense? So personally, there's more to this, but this is like, you have an idea now what I think ads should be, Abi? So this part, this is the Facebook first, Abi? This is the Facebook ad, the one you see now where it creates creative. And by the way, you don't do, for real estate especially, you don't do only one video or one flyer and expect magic to happen from it. The ideal way to do ads, if you're running ads for property, is to do multiple videos from multiple angles about the same property. You can do road to the place video. You can do 3 reasons, that's, I call it info, edu promo content. So 3 reasons why this property is right for you right now. Something like that. You can do drive-through. Oh, do landmark video. These are the major landmarks around this property. And then call to action is the property. Just multiple videos. Then run ads to all of them. So most people, they just live in an illusion. They just waste their money and say the thing is not working. It's you that don't know what you're doing. And ignorance is not an excuse. You can't go to Mark and say, "Chai, I don't know this thing much. You just give me sales." Does this make sense? Yeah, so this is actually this. Usually I teach this in a 2 hours class, but this is a summary. I hope this helped. This helps, Abi? Yeah.
Someone said that.
Please, mine, please.
Okay, well, from a training I attended some time ago, someone said that if you want to run ad, first of all, the first thing you need to do is introductory ad. Maybe you are introducing yourself, like, this is Mary, I do so thing. And the next thing you should do is you now say, maybe after the introductory ad, you don't do ad again, that for people who have showed this ad to people who have watched my video for the past 20 days or 1 month. Then the last one you now do is maybe you are now promoting a property. That's the right way. I don't know.
Well, yes, but it did not explain it to you very well. That's what I just said. There are 3 types of ads: lead generation, nurturing, and conversion. That's what he just said now. So he just explained to you in a layman way. Do you get? Which is correct. The ideal thing to do, if you really want to, if ads is your strategy for sales, there are 4 ways you sell something: paid advertising, content marketing, that's organic, what a lot of you do, one-on-one marketing, that's physical marketing, and then referral sales. Those are the major 4. Do you get? So if paid advertising is what you want to do, then you must go through this. The last one you talked about, retargeting ads. So when people have watched your video before, you now create ads for them specifically. I say, I know that you've watched the video. Will be like, I know that you've watched how many of you have seen that kind of video? I know that you've watched my content, but you've not bought. Here's your last chance. That kind of thing. It's called retargeting ads. So if ads is really the strategy you want to use, then you have to do it well. You get, understand it and do it properly. All right? So in summary, if you have any other question, ask. If you don't, I'll just summarize. In summary, there's a difference between attention and authority. There's a difference between attention and what? Authority. Many people just stay on attention alone, and they don't go further to actually become an authority. Authority is when you do things like educational content. What are like I said, like I was telling her, solve the problems or potential problems of this person. And see, don't solve it just to be in a hurry to make a sale. You're solving it because you genuinely want to help. See, people do not know that that money or sales or income is actually a byproduct of value created. They don't focus on the value creation. They just focus on the byproduct. Make sense? And so moving from just attention to authority means you're not just creating content for the sake of just sales. Sales is a byproduct. And like I always say, have a call to action. Those call to action is after they watch the video, there's a call to action now. Reach out to me on so way. There has to be a call to action. That's a proper structure of a video. Right? But the focus of the video is to create value. All right. And you see that in doing that, you're not relenting. Sorry, when there's an industry news, you talk about it because you're what? You're an authority. When there's a development in a certain location, you talk about it Why? Because you are an authority, not because you just want to make a sale, because you are an authority. And so people are waiting for your content as relates to real estate in this regard. Does it make sense? So in doing that, you easily stand out. Easily. It's no more a, okay, there are 3 people, I'll just, no, it's now, sometimes if it's you the first consult before even buying from another person. All right? So, but it starts from the beginning. Why are you doing what you're doing? Who are your target audience? What are the people you're trying to reach? How are you trying to reach them? What is your strategy, like long-term strategy, in order to get their attention, and not just their attention, but become an authority, to them. All right. So with this, we come to the end. Tomorrow we'll talk more about strategy. If you have any question, you can ask. Online, is there any question? Ask me questions. Oh. All right. So if you don't have any other question, you have a question, okay. Please help me with your mind.
So I have been to like a few Realtors training.
Please just hold it up a bit so that people online can hear you.
A lot of times, yeah. There's something that they used to say, like all these like Realtors that have gone ahead, when they are training people, they'll say you have to like fake it till you
make it.
So it was funny when I saw a guy that I knew signing clients' documents. I was not like, how far, bro? Like, you don't sell. He said he has not to that. He was just like, it's for content. I was not like, okay, no wahala. He continued doing it. Like, he was like, the lifestyle was not. I don't say that it's not his lifestyle, but I know this guy like
one-on-one.
Yeah,
not reach out.
He no go and he no go.
He no reach anywhere. I know.
But like he's always carrying a client for inspection. Like he's always signing documents. He's always doing one thing or the other. And finally, I'm not like saying that he's not going to succeed, bro. I wish everybody all the best. But like that was not where he was. But like, that was where he was portraying himself to be. So I'm not asking if you can lie, so to speak, that okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm because most people, because I follow a lot of seasoned realtors, and they always those clients inspections, those signing documents and all that. Whether it's real or not, you just believe them because you know this person. But this one that I know now that's not doing all
No one.
So yeah, like I'll just want to.
So the question is, should you fake and lie in order to make a sale?
Yeah.
Perception. So for me, I don't believe in. My ideology is not fake it till you make it. My ideology is build a perception about yourself. Perception is reality, whether you like it or not. It's true. There are strategic ways to build a perceived value that you don't have to lie. Right? See, this world is a small world, though. The day people find out that you lie, what's the law? You have to go and change your name. Oh. In fact, do plastic surgery. Yes, now. Especially if you market online. All right? So for me, there are different types of content. There's location content, there's property content, there's educational content, and there's one type of content called BTSs, behind the scenes. I classify it under what I call generally lifestyle content. So behind the scene content are content that show, they're kind of like what you call transparency content. All right? One of the things I do, or I advise my people to do, is even if you've not made sale, even if you don't have clients yet, follow for inspections and make a video about it. So you can say something like, we're back in our Jefferson estate and we're here with our clients. We're here to show them the estate, right? So if you're still thinking about this, call the number and unlocking your own plot. Have I lied? Did I lie? What did I do? But do I have clients? So what did I do? That's the word. Our clients. Our clients. Because the truth about the matter, you don't pity sell. You don't say, oh, please buy from me. Now I've not sold those since morning. No. People don't buy for your reason. They buy for their reason. There's a reason why if you see two restaurants, one has more people than the other. The natural inclination is to go to the one that has more. True or true? Why? You believe. That's the word. You just perceive that if people are going here more, these people are doing something right. You've never tested their food before. But the natural inclination, once you reach there, is to do what? Go to that one. Do you see? So that is why realtors that are in the industry perform better. That when I say in, they go for inspections, they make videos about it, they go for trainings like this, they make videos about it, they visit site often, because one of my strategy, in case you've not noticed, is that I make most of my videos on site. You notice that? Do you know why? He that has, more is given. The assumption is that Jeff always carries people to sites. That means Jeff is doing something right. Make sense? Did I lie? Sometimes I carry myself, fuel my car, and go to sites. I don't have any clients. I go there, walk around, make my videos, and come back. Why? Because I want to build a perception. You see that? Funnily, I barely even post sales I make. You can hardly see me post receipts. Closed. Is it bad? It's not bad though. But it's just not my thing. It's not just my thing. Do you get? So I hope I answered you. I don't do it anymore, but I used to do signing video this thing, and they were genuine sales. That was the best I used to do. I barely used to do receipts, close, show receipts. I barely do that one. But I used to do signing video. I used to also do handover document video. I take permission from the client. Do you mind if I do this? He says no problem, and I do it. A part of marketing is customer review. It's a very strong part of marketing. Sometimes people will even ask, how many people have bought from you? Or how many people, or how many people have bought? So somebody even ask, how many people have even bought in this place? Why? They want to follow where everybody is going. Do you understand? So that even if they make mistake, let all of us enter the lead. Let us follow like this and just be going. So yes, BTSs as regards being in the field, not just talking about the property, but being in the field is important too. BTS is about, being involved in the business. You're not a bedroom realtor. Those people that lie on their bed morning to week to week, you'll be sharing. Urgent. Everywhere, urgent. Everything for them is urgent. Do you get? But don't lie. There's no need to lie. lie has a short lifespan. Has a short lifespan. One day to catch up with you, except you don't want to do this business for a long haul. Don't do this business for. Do you know that I've even had to tell clients one time that this property is not good for you. He did not buy from me again. I had the opportunity to tell him to buy, and I'll make a commission. I told him it's not good for him. I was hoping, in my right side of my heart, that he'll say, "Okay, show me another one." He just said thank you. That's the last I heard from him. Hunger wanted to finish me that period. But sorry, but my conscience is, because I'm doing this for the long haul. I don't plan to just quit tomorrow now. Sorry, we're saying.
That she has been doing a professional video and all that. After creating those contents, still yet no sales for
Yes.
so many months. You understand? So when she's asking me, she was like, "How do you even make yourselves?" That I've not seen you do any professional
Yes.
videos. I say I do my things the way it works for me. I might not be doing any professional videos because I'm not used to it. The
But it
only
works
thing
for
I
you.
yes, the only thing I can do in the site is this is the property. This I just do a kind of selfie video and it sells for me.
Yes.
That's how I progress. I mustn't do what you are doing. You might be doing well in Instagram and me, nobody knows me in Instagram. I might just be making myself on TikTok or on WhatsApp. It goes for me. So I do what works for me.
So is there a question there? Okay, just trying to explain your own side. Okay. Okay, yes, sorry.
The person I have there is both of the professional videos. That's why people are calling good to
Sell. Okay.
So
Depends. Yeah.
I learned one woman said something online. She's like, when you're starting, have like one product, one target audience, one like have something like that. My question is, I'm starting. My target audience, let's say my target audience is first time buyers. My target audience is diaspora buyers.
First time buyers.
Like we are different. You are a
Okay,
seasoned
okay.
hair.
Mm.
Do I ever graduate from this first time to that's just what I'm saying? Or is it that as I'm staying long in the business, the repeat buyers and their referrals are what's going to gradually graduate me? Or I should just stay where I'm at?
Well, the market sometimes makes you graduate. Do you get one? I actually subscribe to the one target market thing, especially in the beginning. It helps you scale faster. Contrary to what people think, they feel like if I just stay here, I should throw my eggs everywhere now so that somehow. Yeah, so I subscribe to the one target market because your communication will be targeted to this person. And over time, the beauty, see, we don't understand that the work you do works on you before it works for you. Does it make sense? It will build, and to answer her question too, making videos is not working. The thing is your expectation of work that is the problem. It's not the video that is the problem. Do you get? Sometimes it works on you. We are coming from different backgrounds, different capacity. I have sold properties online before I came into real estate. So if I create a course and put out there, I may sell better than somebody that just started, that has never sold anything online before. Do you see? You may even have more followers than me, but I'll sell more than you online. Why? Because me, I have capacity in a certain area. I am now bringing that capacity into real estate. Do you get? So, the idea of one audience helps you become an authority faster. Why? Because to create content to solve the questions, so imagine creating 100 video content for one specific audience. Apart from the fact that you become attractive, it upgrades you. There is no how you create this content. You remember you will study for them now. You don't talk rubbish. Around me, you don't talk rubbish. So me, I'll even ask you questions. You even start looking like you don't know what you're saying again. Do you get? So it has to be something you studied. You don't just cook up something and assume, right? So imagine studying and creating content in 200 places. You become a superstar. Like they can wake you up and you can answer Imagine that clients ask you questions, like there's no form of objection when it comes to questions clients are asking you that you cannot answer. Because it has worked on you. You see, that's the beauty of one audience. So by the time naturally the market migrates you, naturally, after a while, you start realizing that people are still asking you for a certain kind of property, a certain kind of solution, right? And location too matter. Location, I have lands. A location too matters. There are some things that they ask for here that they may not ask for in Lagos or in Abuja. All right. So if you look at the market location and plus your target market, you then just focus there, and over time, you graduate. So naturally, me, I believe that when it's time to graduate, you will know. Because the feedback you start getting, the sales you start closing more, the kind of people that are even attracted to you, you just start seeing a pattern. All right. So I hope I helped. Did I end the value of your time? All right. So my book is available. You're easy to ignore. It's a manual. It's my life work for the last 4 years. Packed together. You can just leave it there, please. Just leave it there. Packed together in a series. Again, somebody asked me that, Jeff, when do you have time to create all these things? And I said that personally, I work with frameworks a lot and structures. All right. That's why I can teach what I know. I need to work for you because I work with structures. I don't do random, right? If you can't replicate the results 2 times, it was fluke. If you can't do something and replicate it again, it was fluke. All right. So if you can't make sales in Enugu, for instance, then stand up and go to maybe UK and you can't make sales there, then your Enugu sales was fluke. All right. And so I have put together everything about visibility in this book. This book is just focused on visibility. Okay, it's focused on 3 things. Why visibility? How? That's the strategy. We'll talk a bit of strategy tomorrow. So how visibility, and then lastly, conversion. So now that you're visible, when people reach out to you, how do you nurture them and convert them? What are the first few questions you ask? When people reach out to you, again, Sheipu said that you're a consultant, Abi. What do? You ask questions. So what are the first few questions you ask? When somebody reaches out to you now, Frank, I saw your video online, and tell me more. What do you do? Let's say I saw your 10 million naira video somewhere in Independence Layout. I saw that video, I just watched it now. Right? Tell me more. What do you do? What are the first questions you ask? The first thing most realtors do, if you're guilty, just blink your eye like this. That they will pack all the flyer, video, they'll now add like 3 voice notes and dump. That's not true. That's really what they do. Or they start blabbing. Okay, sir, thank you. The property is that, and then he goes quiet on you. How many of you have experienced that? The guy just goes quiet on you, and you're wondering why. What did I do wrong? Sir? Now do sir? 2 question marks. Sir? So that's conversion. That's when people reach out to you, and a lot of people spoil that part. People now reach out to you, sometimes out of anxiety. And that's okay. It's okay to see a foreign number just reach out to you and be like, hello, Jeff, I want what you're selling. He messaged me, and all of that. So, but yeah, the book, the third part of the book is to talk about conversion and etc. So if you're interested in it, it's available. Otherwise, we'll meet tomorrow again. If you have any other question, you can ask me. Tomorrow too, you can come with your questions as much as you can. And let us have this conversation. Thank you so much and enjoy a fantastic day.
Your beautiful and handsome faces. So we have come to the end of today's session. We are going to have another session tomorrow. And I mean, if you enjoyed today's one, you definitely need to be here tomorrow to have the full package, right? To enjoy the full package of this training. So for the book, if you want it, you can. If you want it, the copy is there. Just transfer 20K to the account. Should I write the account here for easy? You can snap it in case you want to make payment later. Please, let me just assume that we're in church. First timers, can I see your hand? Is this your first time of coming to our training? Okay, okay. We'll meet you immediately after now. Please, let's appreciate him. I will cut your hand. What's your name, sir? Divine. Good to see you, Divine. I'm good to have you here. So hopefully you'll be here tomorrow. All right. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Good to see you, Nena, Chinwe, Frank, Richard. I've forgotten that your name. Joseph. Good to see you, Joseph. Christabel. Good to see you. Mary of the Most High. Good to see you. Good to see you, Tochibet. Yeah, good to see you. Amarachuku. Good to see you. Good to see you, Lois. Not good to see you, Vivian. Good to see you, Evere Geraldine. Good to see you, Emperor. Dima of the Most High. Beloved Victoria. Good to see you. Good to see you, Blessing. I don't know your name, sir. Hope. Oh, good to see you, Hope. And good to see you, Avina Properties. Good to see you. Good to see you, Victor. Good to see you, Techland. Those behind the camera, team, Casey, God's love and his team. I appreciate you all. Freddie and his brother. Thank you all. And then let's meet tomorrow and enjoy a great day. Bye for now.